This is Access Database Training Part 1. This is just to show you basically how to open and create a blank database, which is kind of the start of everything Access related. Without a database, you can't really do anything, so we're going to assume you've already got a working Access application on your computer. Just double click on the icon. Application opens. And you've got various options like any piece of software, but what we want is this blank database, and we select that. I double clicked it. Let me do that again. I click it and get an option. So first things first, it's very important to stay very organized when working with databases. Any resource that you're going to need, you're going to want to keep that in a series of folders and subfolders. And real quickly, I'm just going to name this Access DB1 for public EOQ training. I'm going to navigate to a folder structure I've already created, which is on my hard drive. You can work off of a external drive. You can work off of a network drive. As these databases get bigger, you're going to want to probably work more and more off of your hard drive. It's just a lot more efficient and a lot faster. There's a lot. We'll get into some of the later advanced training into the ODBC connections and linking various other resources into a database. We'll get into that. But for right now, I just have this one folder here, Access Training, basically, where I'm going to keep a lot of this stuff. And I'm going to say create. And this is just the default view. It pops up with a blank table, which you can delete right away. We really don't need that. And now we have a blank database that we can start to use. Main thing to know, this is some of your wish list of questions and things you wanted to cover, or tables and forms and other types of Access database records. Well, basically, or elements, let's say. Basically, everything runs off of a table. Without a table, you can't really do anything in Access. So if you click on the Access type, or let me widen this up a little bit here so you see it, Access object types. There are three main object types. You've got tables, you've got queries, and you've got forms. Now there are other things in there, and you probably saw those, but they're rarely used. At least I rarely use them. You can do all kinds of cool specific things with reports and things like that, but for this basic work, we really are concerned with tables, queries, obviously, and somewhat forms. Forms can be very helpful in the work that ODI does and investigative work. But tables is really the main one for this start. So basically, we have a database built now. There's not really much else we can do. We can do some things just for some housekeeping. You can go into options, and there's some, like with any database or data system, organization is everything. You want to try to be as organized and precise as possible. I can't stress that enough. One of the main things we want to do, especially as these get bigger, you can adjust, font sizes and things like that. You can play around with that. I'm just gonna leave it at the defaults for now. There's other things here related to importing and exporting other types of information. You can customize the ribbon, which I never do. I just deal with the default ribbon. But if you want to customize that, that's fine. Add-ins is a big one. There's all kinds of things you can, cool add-ins you can create or bring in to help you with various types of data and how to manipulate it. The Trust Center, obviously, that's just Microsoft's way to make it. And you'll get pinged on that every time you open up a new Access database. Windows will want you to define it as something that it trusts. So just know that will happen. But one of the main things we want to do, and of course I don't have it memorized where it is, it's a really good habit to, every time you open or close a database, you want all of the objects to be basically, it goes through a routine called compact and repair, which I can't find off the top of my head now, but we'll do that. Just for manual use, it's in the data tools, the database tools, and it's right here. It's just compact and repair. And what that does is it goes through all of the structure of the database. It goes through all of the tables. It goes through all of the linking. It goes through all of the queries, and it looks at those connections that have been made and makes sure that the relationships are all good, meaning you don't have a broken link to some resource that you might need, or there's some other issue. Let's say you accidentally deleted a data type out of a table that was required by some query. Well, that's going to cause a problem down the road. So that's for some later, more like intermediate work. But for right now, all you really need to know how to do is create a database, a blank database. And in the next video, we're going to pull in some raw VOQ data and take a look at it.